Go.
All righty, everyone. It's been quite some time. Welcome back to the Coaches Union, Alex.
It's
How
been
are you doing, man?
it's been 4 days.
I People get upset.
We're 4 days late. I did have a couple people DM me and was like, "You really bummed me out on my cardio session for the week." So we're here. It's Sunday. Sorry for the delay,
We'll
but
have
we're
two
here.
episodes this week,
Yeah,
so make up for it. We're still doing 52 a year. We promise.
52 a year. We are on it, and we have not missed yet.
Yeah, we grazed this target, but we'll get back on track.
Yeah, we're fine. Like it's
Yeah,
fine.
we're fine. It's okay. Quite a lot has happened. There's a lot to update on, a lot to talk about.
And a lot to
Um,
not talk about.
a
So
lot to not talk about. Yes. Yeah. Um, where do you want to start?
let's back it up, Vulcan. Let's
Yeah.
go to the Vulcan.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you showed up and showed out.
Thank
Um,
you.
So yeah, I had a little good experience as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I got all right. I got butt fucked at the Vulcan, for sure. Like no lube, no Vaseline, just in my butt. And yeah, just not really, just not really what I'm into, dude. Unless it's the right person.
Yeah.
But
Alex likes begging news guys.
yeah,
So
didn't ask for that one. So shout out to that. But yeah, let's just dive right into it. The Vulcan. So walk us through. You start off, and then I'll pick up.
yeah. It was the purple shoes. Alex got me. Felt very special. Yeah, so me and AJ went down there and this was our second show together. AJ and I have been working together since November of 23. He had done his first show, Battle at the River, that year and got last in Classic and an Open because he had a very shitty coach who didn't really understand the standards of conditioning, which we're going to talk about later on in the show. And, felt very discouraged. And so when I first got AJ, and we talked about it, his first couple check-ins with me, I was very not pessimistic. There was skepticism of what we could do, right?
Hmm?
Um, and we went and he showed up and he showed out, man. He's a phenomenal athlete. And we did Battle at the River last year, had a pretty good look. It was like a fourth quarter type of deal where we really had to dig hard the last 4 weeks, which isn't ideal for someone's look on stage. Took second place in an open class. So we definitely bumped up in the ranks compared to before, but it wasn't all that we had hoped to do. And him and I went after off season together like dogs. We trained together like 4 or 5 days a week, beat the brakes off of each other in the gym, and I pushed him to be his biggest. And went into Vulcan wanting to do all three divisions to see where the judges liked him best. Fortunately, with his height, he kind of works in all three. We found this year, though, that Classic is just out of the conversation because making weight doesn't benefit his look. Kind of like what we've talked about before with chasing a certain body part and sacrificing others. That's what we were finding as we were chasing a weight cap, and then his legs started to kind of come down a little too much, and it wasn't creating the correct look. But we went down. We did Classic Open Men's Physique, um, and we took an open overall in open bodybuilding. We took an open overall in men's physique, which is where I think he belongs. And we took second place in Classic to inevitably the overall winner, who like rightfully won that for sure.
Yeah.
Like he was fucking phenomenal. So took another double overall at Rockwood High School, second one in my career, which is pretty cool. So
Yeah. It's Homewood High School. Uh,
Homewood, sorry,
Same
I'm really
thing. Chris just comes in and wins.
I'm really dumb, guys. I've dropped 9 pounds in 3 days, so I feel pretty stupid.
It's pretty standard rate of loss for Chris.
It really is.
No, it was cool to watch though, man, because like and me and you talked like that's a show where you need to win. Like that's a show like because it's a good show like Vulcan, Iron City, anything in Alabama, like Mississippi, like they're smaller shows. There's usually like a few like few good athletes show up, and then there's a couple like this one is like really first timer heavy, is what I noticed. And it's not bad, but like that's one thing that me and you talked about was it's like you come to these shows to like I expect you to win.
Hmm.
That's like, and so then it's like, okay, then you go into battle, which was the plan, and then things happened, whatever, and then it's like, all right, let's test this. It's that leveling up of like, all right, well, let's secure it here, let's level up here, go here. All right, how do we do it battle? Do we win that? Does that crown us to go to the next, or are we in that mix? And so athletes listening, like that's how you can channel, because like, and this isn't a anything against wins or whatever, but like it's not your typical show that a open physique winner also wins open bodybuilding,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So like it's not like we need listeners here like fact check this and like, oh, whatever. Like in terms of like where AJ's at, like this was exactly what he needed to do. He needed to come in here and stomp this shit. And then it's like, all right, we got it. Snag that, snag that. I agree with you. I think he looks best in physique.
Yeah.
Because physique is where there look like fucking, strong safeties in the NFL.
Yeah.
And so it was cool to watch. I was really strong about AJ coming in and like and doing damn good. Um, but yeah, it was cool to see you do your thing again. Because you deserve that one for sure.
Thank you, man. Yeah, I think too, like when we talk about managing expectations of athletes, there are obviously levels to this, and we discuss that all the time. And managing those expectations with an athlete can sometimes be hard because people get overzealous and obviously want to come in and win everything, and we want our athletes to win everything. But there's a reality to the matter, and ultimately, I think expectations, you either knowingly or unknowingly hurt your own feelings for no reason, right? In a certain sense. So you look at like a Vulcan or an Iron City or a Mississippi show. Basically, we all look at the attendance level. Like if you've never competed before, you go to a show that has 50, 80 people in it. It's probably going to be like some good people in the mix, a lot of newer people. And that's what you need to compete against is newer people because you're a newer person. And the
Mm,
goal should be let's go win a true novice. If they have true novice, let's go try to win a novice, maybe a novice overall. If we've done that, great start to your journey. See where you land in the open class against some couple of experienced people, and then you go up from there. And then the next goal should be okay. Now I want to come back and and win a show of this attendance level and win the open overall.
yeah,
Then we go to a battle at the river, a night of champions, where it's 150, 200 people attending as athletes. We got a lot of people who are coming because there's right before national shows. Then we work in an open classes, trying to stay in that first call out. I think that should always be the goal. If you're in first call out, it means you belong there. And then you do that a couple times, and then now it's okay. Let's go do a junior national show, junior USA's, junior Nats, where you land there, and so on and so forth. Right, where that's what the pecking order should look like to have a journey in this that's practical, where you're not just shit kicked off the rip and you feel like you can't do this.
yeah,
But a lot of people coming in this, and they're like, "Well, I want to go win the biggest show in the South, or I want to go do this," and it's like, well, and I'm not saying this to be arrogant, but people like me are showing up to those shows who've been doing this for 6 fucking years.
yeah, yeah. And there's a reason I typically only put like some first timers into Alabama, Mississippi shows, or if I need them to qualify, we'll do those. Um, just because like it's that to me, that's like that tier one show. But I viewed that even back when I was competing. Like my goal was to win an Alabama show, and then all right, let's go do the Vulcan, or excuse me, let's go do the battle because Dallas McCarver did the battle, and that was like I wanted to do well there. And Tennessee is known for having big boys, and that's just like it's just what you do, right? And so. Yeah, I'm totally on board with you there. And so I liked doing that. I'm like, hey, let's put AJ in, see how he does. Obviously we think he should kill it, and then test him again, and then test him again. But yeah, it was cool to see him. It was well deserved. We'll get back to the butt fucking thing. So Riley, my first time bikini girl. Trained with me for 6 months. We went from like flat barbell bench pressing to like bikini workouts. She lost 7 pounds her entire prep. Looked amazing, right? By far the best conditioned
Yes.
girl, if not person there. I mean, there's a couple maybe bodybuilders who are a little better, but yeah, overall, like I thought that like I literally was at prejudging and saw it and was like, this is easy. Like I wasn't even it wasn't even a thought of that
Yeah.
like we weren't gonna win.
Mhm.
I have a pretty good visual for this stuff too, right? Um, we go out and the overall happens in the open and we're not getting moved to the center. um and then there's a swap and then we're still not getting moved and I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Was told that, oh, it's the other girl had fuller glutes, and I was like, you mean the ones falling off of her back out in the auditorium or out in the hallway? Because like that's not full glutes, man. You can't. I don't know, man. Again, I've put two of the best bikini girls in the state on stage this past year. Um, I know what I'm looking at when it comes to bikini, and that by far was not anything reflective of what a national level bikini show should look like, or judging should look like. Um, it wasn't a contest in my eyes, like at
Mhm.
all. Um,
No.
Regardless, Riley killed it, smoked all the novice, true novice, all that. I told her, I said, look, it's very unrealistic for a first timer to win an open overall. I said, it's just not realistic. So while I am truly bothered, and I was truly bothered, not because like I'm a sore loser, but I was truly bothered because it was wrong.
It did
Like
make sense.
it was just wrong. Um, and I'm getting hot right now thinking about it. But um, the it's not normal for a first timer winning overall. So for her as an athlete, it was probably great that that happened because she still know like I knew what she needs to improve on. Like I didn't view I'm not comparing her in the same lane as, Candace and Abby. Like I'm not viewing her as that. So
Mhm.
that to me was like I knew her imperfections still, but it was definitely enough to smoke that whole thing.
Yeah.
Uh, but and so you have to look at it as a coach, like, and so I told her, I said, hey, look, I don't agree with it. You don't agree with it, but like, I'm proud of what you did. You're proud of what you did. I don't think that like it didn't really like. I mean, I guess it's maybe stung a little bit for her that like she didn't win the overall, but like for me, it just pissed me off. Um, yeah. So that
I
was how that went.
yeah, I think and again, even unbiasedly, like if I didn't know you, I didn't know her. The bodies that were on stage, hers made the most sense through and through, right?
Yeah.
Um, she was at the one that was in shape. Now the Masters woman, she looked great, but she was a Masters woman and she had some loose skin and whatever else. Like, but there's just something like going back to what I continue to say, like your placing cannot always dictate your worth or value or your sense of accomplishment in this process because like she looked fucking nuts. Like for her first, it could have been her third show, and she looked fucking impressive. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Let alone knowing that she's a mom, she's doing all this great. Like it's insane what you guys have pulled off. But it goes back to this whole thing of like everybody in the crowd, choose the people's chant. Everybody in the crowd was like, "What the fuck was that?"
It got real.
Nobody,
It got real quiet.
because like, cool, that girl had fuller glutes because she was out of shape. But like when Riley has like this presence that I've only seen in a handful of people where like she just walked out on stage and it's like all you can see,
Yeah.
right? She has that and that'll never go, but that girl's never going to get, the other girl's never going to get in shape and go do anything with it. You know what I mean? So it's like the trajectory, there's like so much more to come, which is exciting, but it's like it should have been acknowledged
Yeah.
appropriately in the placings.
Yeah, and dude, that honestly, man. So I was talking to Haley Lisenby about like we just notoriously get fucked with our females at Alabama shows. Like Alabama shows that Morris isn't the head judge. We just get fucked. So I'm done taking any girl to those shows that Morris isn't. I already don't take athletes really to many Alabama shows as it is, because like my athletes have just kind of outgrown it.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, man, I will never do that with my females for sure because it's just not right. Yeah, it's just it's wrong judging is what it is. But anyway, yeah, Riley looked incredible. The suit, the hair, the look, like
Yeah,
we nailed it. Couldn't be more proud of her. Um, so yeah, I was super thrilled with that. And again, um, you can't win them all, right? But um, I yeah, I only have one overall right now this year, Chris, and it's driving me up a fucking wall. Um, so.
you're gonna get plenty more.
Anyway, anyway,
You're gonna
but
get
yeah,
plenty more.
that was the Vulcan. Um, good show, good first timer show. It was cool to see you show out. Alex Griffin cooked with photos. That was awesome. And it was just good to hang out with you, man. Like,
For sure.
yeah, I knew that like I was in a piss poor mood after finals, so I made sure to come back and see you and like go. I went and ate dinner with the girls. And so yeah, and I think I heard the girl that beat Riley is doing USA's,
She
and I
is.
just got an evil grin on my face because then she has to go against like my Abby,
Oh, I know.
and oh, you're fucked. You're fucked. You're fucked. Like I hope to God they're in the same class. I don't think they will be, but I just hope to God they are. And we're gonna let the real queen come in and just cut your
Ruin everybody's.
throat. Yeah. So
She gonna fuck everybody up.
can't wait.
Yeah, dude, it was fun to hang out, and you obviously like get to train together. It's always a blast. It's like half of why I look forward to show weekends and why we try to coordinate our show weekends together so we can actually spend time in person together. Um, but yeah, that was it was a good weekend, man. It was cool. Like obviously, like I may learned a lot about peaking AJ in that weekend, and made a couple mistakes. So I'm happy that we took a double overall at what I would consider a look that I wasn't like super blown away by. Truthfully, it wasn't his best, right? And I don't say that like arrogantly. It's just the fact of the matter, and it's me being like very hypercritical of myself as a coach. So we're gonna try to put him in the show later this year because he got sick. He got the flu this past week, so we're just gonna let him chill for a second and then try to reset and then kind of go at something else because he's really wanting to go get on a couple more stages, and I think he needs to.
Yeah.
Um,
Hey,
so
Beach Bash. So I don't
honestly, dude, it's a good
s-
idea.
16 weeks.
Oh,
Uh,
that's easy. That's easy, bro.
I
We
do.
can.
I will say I have a freak men's physique guy coming. Yeah, I do that literally just crossed my mind because I thought he was student classic. Yeah, I got my boy Tony.
Oh no,
He's pretty good.
we're good, dude. I'll find something else. So
Okay,
I'll be there for you.
cool, cool.
I'm not putting
Um,
anybody up against you. Um, yeah, so we'll figure that out. And then I just had Titans, Battle of the Titans this weekend. I had Rhiannon compete. She's one of my bikini girls. She is a dog in the making for sure. Um, she's a criminal defense attorney, works like absurd fucking hours. I made a post about it today, but she is one of the best athletes I've ever worked with as far as like communication goes, as far as just adherence. She is a robot. She doesn't give
yeah,
a shit. Like it doesn't, nothing matters to her. One thing I want to highlight too is she only trained 4 days a week because of her schedule. So I think people forget that you don't have to train 5, 6 days a week to be successful.
yep,
But we went in. I knew it was going to be a really good show. I love that we're doing this show now, and instead of like OCB bullshit, so we're actually getting to compete against like competitive people. It was like I think there was like 70, 80 people that came, and half of them were bikini. So bikini was deep, and I told her what our goals were, and um, I had hoped for a novice overall and an open overall. We took a novice win and lost in the novice overall to Jiggly Glutes. I digress. Um, I
it
don't know.
it makes you want to just be like, oh, okay, we'll just come 8 weeks out next time.
Yeah, I'll just give her 3 burgers on peak week. I don't know. Like it just, I don't know. And teach their own apples and oranges. I like apples. They like oranges to this weekend. And then she took second in her open class, which again, I don't know. But she was happy. The first thing she said when she got up stage is it lit a fire under her ass. And that's
Yeah,
what I wanted. Like she got to push some hard, really good girls. And I think we belonged obviously in the open overall, but I digress. And so we're gonna refine and keep pushing forward. And then Johnny, who is one of my coach's athletes, but I ended up having to come in and kind of oversee things. He took the open overall, or not open, he took the overall in classic physique and men's physique, which was to be expected because
Yeah,
Johnny's a motherfucker.
he looked,
I learned this was his first cut. This is his first time dieting. He's been
that's
growing for
crazy.
6 years.
He looks incredible.
I think this is a testament what I just said for anybody out there. One, he's natural, but two, he grew for 6 years straight and
Yeah.
then dieted. Grew for 6 years, not 6 weeks, 6 months, 6 years, and then dieted. So I've told him before, as far as he wants to go in this sport, I genuinely think he can.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree 100%. I remember posing with him that first day and I was like, oh shit, like this guy's gonna be really good. Yeah, and dude, the thing with like when in bikini when you lose to the fat girls, we'll just say it, like when you lose to a fat girl, that is what like I wouldn't let my athletes get on stage like that. Like first of all, like they don't even meet the criteria to get on stage as with my name on their back.
Mm-mm.
So like if I can't imagine winning and looking fat. I just genuinely I would be so bummed out at myself. Like as a coach, I'd be like I didn't do my job. Like
Two
it
for
doesn't make sense to me. Like so even losing, you literally I would not swap wins and then wish to display that physique. I would rather lose and display the physique I brought to the stage than win and be fat.
Yeah, we talked about it in one of the episodes. It's like I wouldn't want, especially if an athlete that you know is not doing their shit. I don't want them to win. I don't want them to get enabled by that. In the
Yeah,
same sense, I don't want to be enabled as a coach and putting up bullshit.
dude, because at the national level, conditioning fucking kills every time. And this whole bullshit that you're too lean, like that regional local shows, you're too lean, you should be figure, you're too hard. Uh-uh. You have to borderline push the too much, and that's what they want at nationals. That's what's winning cards. You're not getting in front of Tyler and Sandy and Steve and Mo and Becky and being fat and winning. You're not. Like, trust me, both of my two girls that were one spot away from a card were both told, "Oh my gosh, they look too hard, they're too lean. Be careful. Like, they don't get them too hard." And I'm like, good. I'm right where I want to be then. Um, and what do you know? You get under the lights, you get under the stage, boom, you win. Like it's or you do well, right? So yeah, that's what pisses me off with these regional shows is a lot of times they don't translate to the national level.
No. Do you want to talk? That's one of the questions we got is talking about what makes an athlete conditioned for a show. Do you want to kind of break down what that actually means? Because a lot of people like don't comprehend that what conditioning actually entails.
That's hard for me to even put into words. Like, how would you say it?
So the way that I explain it, and it's a culmination of things, but ultimately it's a game of if we're looking at the layers, if we're going to talk about anatomy for a second, we want as much muscle and within that also density, muscle maturity. When you see that like grainy, hard sinew muscle, um, you want as much of that, as little distance between that muscle and the skin as humanly possible. And what sits in between that is body fat and water.
Mhm.
So you want as much muscle pushing against the skin. So it's not just a skinny competition because then you look stringy. So then that muscle doesn't have enough volume to then push against the skin. But you also don't want to be fat because then that muscle is pushing against the fat that's pushing against the skin. So then you don't see the muscle. So
Yeah.
it's a combination of both having the correct amount of muscle, the correct amount of muscle maturity, which takes time and hard training, and then the least amount of fat and water in between the skin as possible. That's how I would explain it.
Yeah, it's the person should look sharp, right?
Mm-hmm.
They should look like they have edges, like sharp edges, like they're not comfortable to touch. Even in bikini, you can look at Candace's shoulders, you can look at Abby's quads. Like they are when they move, there is slight striations.
Movement.
Yes, it is like edged, it is slightly carved out, and that is in bikini. And then you go into wellness, a little more carved out. Then you go into figure, more carved out. Same thing, men's physique, all that. Like men's physique and bodybuilding conditioning are the fucking same these days, at
100%.
the top level. But with women, it gets a little tricky. But that's where like typically a female in bikini is only going to get so conditioned because they only have so much muscle. So like they can only get so hard or dry or grainy because of what's there. So that's where sometimes like people who aren't as big in the open, bikini class or wellness class or whatever have to get leaner to create more lines and more separation in the muscle so that it does look as big as the others. It's like an illusion. It's like the Sean Roden next to Phil Heath. Like he was smaller, but he was leaner. He was this or he was that or he was shaped better. So conditioning is, yeah, it's just getting into true contest shape. Like you can see everyone's face is sunk in. That is what conditioning is. And 9 out of 10 people at regional shows are not conditioned. And that's why my athletes always do well, is because they're the only ones who are always conditioned. Because I'm not letting them get on stage without it.
No, you're putting it on my ass. That's for sure. Um, but so it's, and I will say too, like from the female side of things, I don't know about you. I think bikini is the most nuanced, complex division to coach as far as creating the right look for the individual. Because there are some women who have, larger structure and they have more space to fill where it doesn't actually suit them as well to get as lean body fat percentage wise as it might be like a class A girl who's 95 pounds, right?
Yeah.
Like she needs to be super peeled so you can really see everything and the shape comes out. Whereas someone who's like a class, G, she might actually come in technically a lower or higher body fat percentage because if she digs down too much, then she looks empty and
Yeah.
stringy and doesn't have the same pop to them. So it's like you have to like really experiment with the look for the athlete. And sometimes it takes numerous shows to kind of find that right look for them.
Yeah. Most of the time, for me, sharper's always better. I'm always going to bias
For sure.
conditioning. But you can only get them, and like Riley was a perfect example. I could only get her so lean without losing her glutes.
Mm-hmm.
So I wasn't going to just like take her whole butt away just to get like more definition. It's like at the end of the day, and you see this with guys and girls, like there's only so much muscle they have. Like a lot of times, lack of conditioning or people needing to be quote fuller or harder is they really just need more muscle.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why like Candace was a great example of this. Like, don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure she was lighter than she was on stage like her first time without me. Something it was close or something like that. But she was so much bigger and she had
Yeah.
so much more muscle. And so it looked so much better because she could get leaner and her body not get emaciated and it still looked good. Right. And so like some people may be like, oh gosh, like how is somebody leaner or how does somebody weigh less, but they look bigger? And it's like because they have more muscle tissue. So like you can get less body fat and all that. And so again, don't like I'm just thinking off the top of my head if I'm wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. That we did weigh less or as equal. Um, but yeah, it can happen a lot. So that is where like conditioning is the number one thing at national shows. And so I try to bring that to regional shows. Oftentimes it doesn't get rewarded and I don't give a shit. I'm like, okay, well, cool. That's why I send my athletes to real judges at the national shows, like, because I need their opinion. I don't care about the B team's opinion. I don't care who does this as a hobby on the weekends with all their buddies. I need to know who's going to be at nationals. I know who's at nationals, and I need to know what they think. I don't care about the other people. Look them dead in their face. I don't care. Like,
Yep.
as oftentimes they're reading the rule book. It's like they're reading the rule book from like 1999 on what the division looks like and what it should be. And like, well, that's what it says. And then the very next year, like this year, they went with size and shape at the Vulcan. The same judging panel who was at the Iron City, who went with conditioning over Tyler Neely, the same fucking people. The same hotel, the same ballroom. Like, oh, well, that one should be better. And it's like, again.
That's the hardest part. I think it's the hardest part of being a coach.
Yeah.
Because how do you provide justification to the athlete? You know what I mean? Because you're like, I don't fuck again apples and oranges, and they like fucking oranges or bananas today. I don't know, and you're apples. But like Rhiannon, we got up, we talked today on the phone, and she's like, "Well, did you get the judges' feedback?" I'm like, "I don't need it. I know what we need to do.
Yeah,
We
I
need
don't
more
care.
shoulder. We need more lat. We need to be a little bit sharper in the hamstring. Let's go fucking do that. Like that's it. I don't need to hear this, that, and the third or whatever bullshit. It's the same thing of like the feedback I got on Levi.
Mhm.
Okay. I told Levi rolling into that show, I was like, we need to grow your legs. They match a little bit better, but we need to grow your legs and your lats quite a bit. We get done with the show. We lost to some fat fucking piece of shit who's drinking Milo sweet tea backstage and had a full body tribal piece. It was fucking bullshit. And Judge comes over. Hey, you guys want to talk? Yeah, man, let's hear what you got to say. And he's like, well, what do you guys think? And Levi said, well, we think we need my legs need to grow. No, your legs are good. No. He goes, you need to invest in a waist trainer. Okay. He was wearing a waist trainer, extra small. I can't make his hips more narrow. So Judge walks away. Levi looks at me confused. And I said, what that was supposed to say was you need to grow your lats and your chest and your quads so that it makes your waist look smaller. Fuck a waist trainer because that doesn't help.
Mhm.
Like I hate that fucking
Right.
feedback, dude.
Yeah, man, judges will fuck you up, dude. And like they're, you know, Morris Pruitt, Kelly Webb, Alan Sizemore, Sandy Williamson, thinks her
Oh
last
yeah.
name, Becky Clausen, I believe's her last name, Bill Sibilia, Jack Sullivan,
Oh, love Jack.
um, who else? Who else? Mo, I can't think of Mo's last name, but over in the Carolinas. Um, Tyler Mannion probably isn't going to pay attention to your email, but he's good to know. All those judges I just named, ask them. They will give you straight up feedback. Sometimes you may not like it, but
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you need to at least know what the conclusion at the table was. And it's okay because even if you don't agree with it, you need to know what's being said. And I had Becky Clausen not really care too much about Tanya going to North Americans. She's like, oh, I mean, you can if you want. Tanya turns pro. Because at the end of the day, I know what I'm looking at. I know what's been there. I know what belongs. But Becky's focus was on Abby in that conversation. Becky also told Tiffany Osterman, don't waste your time. You need to be bigger. So that was a huge help for me. Because a lot of times, what happens at these national shows is judges be like, "Oh, you just bring this same package and go to junior nats, and you're junior nats. Bring this same package and I'll see you at USA's." And it's like they just keep like sending you on, and it's like, "Oh my God, I'm gonna kill myself." So it's you need to have you need to get real feedback from them, but you need to have a coach who is like well in the game mentally and with what the criteria and standard is to fact check what they say. And if they're good, they should deliver.
Hopefully. Um, God, dude, I'm so dumb right now.
Hmm.
How do you give good feedback as a client, Alex?
Um, so like on a check-in is yeah, we'll go with like check-in days.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, check-in days are when you need to, that's when you communicate everything that happened for the week, the good, bad, the ugly. Now, you can tell me, hey, I had a rough week this week. If it's something severe, like I had a coworker pass away. or got sick and I was out for shit my brains out for 3 days, or hey, had some personal problems, just me and the girlfriend just wasn't really seeing eye to eye, but I'll look past it, whatever. Like that is all good, right?
Mm-hmm.
um I have some clients who do some, if it's your macros, they tell me exactly like the macro match meals that they ate. I need to know that. What isn't good is like, how was your week this week? Decent. Did you follow the plan? Yes. Training score 7, sleep 7. There's no nothing. It's just
Yeah.
like all good, cool, thanks. Like it doesn't give me much to work with. I don't want to pull teeth to get information out of you. I'm not saying tell me your whole life story, but like you got to give me a little something. Like, let me know, like, do you like meal two? Is meal two making you sick? Do you hate chicken? Are you bored training? Do you want a new movement pattern? Like, talk to me. Let me know what's going on. Like, if you have nothing else to say, just ask me a question about general bodybuilding. Like, let me do something for you because I don't coach anyone at the Olympia. Everyone can get better.
Yeah. 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 There's like a balance, like an equilibrium that we want to see when it comes, especially with check-ins. Like I hate one-worded answers because I'm going to open your check-in and go, you didn't give a fuck today. Why do I need to give a fuck for you? That's not my job. At the end of the day, I can't care about this more than you do. Um, but then also, I don't need a 4 paragraph dissertation about how you feel you think you look, right?
Yep.
It's like, oh, I feel watery today. Da 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 da. It's like, okay, well, how about instead of just like giving me a pity party about how you feel, maybe give me some information as to why you think you look watery. Like, right, like it's like if like which granted today was a really good check-in for me, but like let's say I had a bad check-in and instead of me being like, well, Alex, I feel watery today. I'm like, hey man, I got really bad sleep last night. My stress was super high from a show day. Probably why I'm holding some water. Great. Now you don't have to ask me. We know the solution. I'm not going to be a piss baby about it all day. And we just move on with it.
Yeah, because dude, it almost like makes me feel bad as a coach. Like when you're not happy with your physique, it makes me feel like I'm the bad guy,
Mm-hmm.
right? 'Cause I'm like, well, shit. Like, okay, like, fuck, let me try to help you. Like, do I need to hype you up more? Do I need to show you your transformations again? Like, but and I get it. Like, not every check-in we're gonna like, but like sometimes there's a great explanation, and like we don't need 3 days that goes by. And like, oh yeah, by the way, I forgot to tell you. And then there's why we were watery or dropped whatever. So yeah, the a coach's job is to take the feedback and unemotionally respond to it. So like zero emotions, pull the data out, provide new plan, provide update, and send it back, and then fluff it back with some emotion back for you. Um, if you're just all emotion on us, it's like it's not exciting. I'll just be honest. It's not.
Overwhelming.
Yeah, when you have a client, and I've said this before, like I was telling Riley, I was like, yeah, like that girl's like working with Eeyore, the girl I'm referring to. I haven't coached her in years. Yeah, I'm like, it's like checking in with Eeyore. Like
Yeah.
nothing's good enough, nothing's right. Like it's like, fuck, like give me like I love my job. I love check-in days. Every day is a freaking check-in day.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm excited to help you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but if every day you're just negative and this and that, and like there's no happiness and there's no whatever, it's like, why? Like, do
Why are
you
we
even
doing
like
this?
this? Like, why? Yeah, like, why are we doing this?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, it bums me out as a coach because then I'm trying to like find stuff to like make you feel better. And then I need to make myself feel better because then I start questioning myself. I'm like, am I doing everything right? Like, I think I am, but they're not happy. And it's like, fuck, if you would just say instead of like had a bad week or like hate my body or I feel fat, like, yeah, man, I don't know, like make a joke about it at least. Like, like, and I try to come back with some humor, but sometimes it's like every week and it's like, well, okay, like,
Yeah.
It sucks to be here too, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. Dude, I tell you, dude, I'll be honest, man. Like, I get like almost like offended at times when it's like that, when I'm like, oh, you feel fat? We've lost 20 pounds and we're just not good enough right now. You know what I mean? It's like, because then it's like, okay, so what I'm doing is not enough for you, or whatever it may be. And I'm just big on managing expectations. Um, and everybody has bad check-ins. Like that's fine. That's okay. It's okay to have an emotional one here and there, but it's like if it's every single time, then we're going to have a different conversation about just like psychologically where you are at, because that is a massive part of this journey. And I'm always there to encourage and uplift and help, but like this sport also is requires stoicism and self-soothing. Like if I went to you with the expectation of you fixing it every time I'm having a moment, you could only coach like me and three other people. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like I just have to be like, you know what, Chris, shut the fuck up. You're okay. Keep going. And I don't expect everybody to get there, especially when they're first in the sport. But it's like at a certain point, as Mama Bird, I got to kick you out of the nest. We got to be able to say, okay, hey, this is it's normal, it's okay, and we just move on with it, because the stress and anxiety that people create tends to be more of a killer of a physique than what's actually happening in that moment.
Yeah, and that's something that like, dude, and again, like it's my job to pull the best out of you as an athlete. And you're gonna have weeks where you're not happy. You're gonna have weeks I have to send you a voice note of as I have to pick up the phone and call you. We have to set up a Zoom meeting. I'm all for that. Like I do that a lot more often than people may realize.
Yeah.
At the same time, it can't be every week. Like I can't pick up the phone every week and make you feel better. Like because I'm not a licensed therapist. Like that's literally not my job. However, like I know I play a certain role in my athletes' lives that they rely on me for that. And so again, I'm all for putting some pep in their step, hyping them up, getting them back on track. But it's like it just can't be a every week thing for 3 months because then it's like we don't even like this. Like we don't, and that's different. It's different than having a bad week and like just genuinely 10 out of 10 not having a good time.
Yeah, because then it becomes a reliance that you are the solution, and
Mhm.
that's not always what it needs to be. Like you have to have more people in your corner, people you can turn to like pour into. I'm always going to advise everybody look into therapy. It's a great thing to do. Um, where that's not on your job title for me. And that's why I tell people, I'm like, at the end of the day, I'm a bodybuilding coach. I will be here for you. I will talk you through and give you all the wisdom I can and my means to help. But if you, every time something is like wrong and your thought is, I need to go to Alex to fix this, that's not appropriate for either parties. That's not how this needs to be
Yeah,
done. Well, I say that when it's a consistent, always thing.
yeah,
When it's sporadic, like again, I'm here for all my people. I'll fucking die for them. But it's like when it's every day,
yeah.
not appropriate.
And usually, and so I'll say one thing that's bad communication is again like going off of communication platforms that we've agreed that that's where we're going to communicate. But sending me um post training visuals not in posing attire or nowhere near your check-in day. And then you're essentially trying to check in.
Mhm.
And it's like I don't care about these visuals because it's not fast. I want you in a fasted state for a reason. Post-training skews like false fullness. I don't need to see that. Your weight is irrelevant today. Like me and my buddy or client slash buddy, he's a good guy. Um, he panics when the scale's not dropping. Like panics, fucking panics. I'm like, yeah, man, I didn't ask for your weight today because you traveled 2 days and you were in a hotel, you had 2 long flights, you had to do this, you had to do this. I asked for your check-in on this day because I knew what was coming. I know how your body works. Therefore, I don't want to see it on this day because this is what we get. And then you're an emotional basket case coming to me to fix it. And I didn't even ask, like, I knew it was coming. Like, so to me, nothing's wrong. And it's like, yeah, man, like, hey, I've seen this 7 times so far during this prep. That's totally understandable. Sure enough, they check in when they're supposed to check in, their weight's back down. So it's like, I don't want to say it's wasting my time, but it's an irrelevant check-in. It's an irrelevant, I
It's
don't
wasted
need,
it.
yeah, I don't need it. And Instagram is great for post-workout pump pics, for, you know, visuals that aren't imposing attire. But like if you send it to me and then you tag me in it on Instagram and then you post it on Instagram, it's like, well, there's 4 different times I got to talk to you about this. And it's okay. Like I'm your number one fan. I'm gonna root you on, but like it would be much easier if you just posted it on Instagram, tagged me in it. I could reply back how I'm happy to see it, or fuck yeah, you look great, or you're diced, or whatever. But like when you text it to me, send me on the app, I see it on your story, you tag me in your story. It's like it's kind of overwhelming, and it's like I thank you, but it's not what I asked for. Um, and again, I don't say that so like I don't want athletes to think I'm not proud of them. I am, but like what ends up happening is those moments of interaction then turn into a check-in. And it's like this isn't the allotted time to check in for multiple reasons. Not that I don't want to talk. Like I talk to some people just about every day, but that's my issue with I would say is poor communication. It's just out of when it should be happening.
Yeah, there's a time and a place and a platform. I think is the biggest thing is what you're trying to get to. It's like, um, or you'll have people like try to like I ask for check-ins from different people on different days for different reasons, right? And the frequencies depend on the person and where we're at. So if I ask you to check in with me twice a week and I say Monday, Thursday, I also don't need you to like send me your weight on Sunday panicked because I don't care what it's Sunday because I know it's going to be a number. Like by the time I've worked with someone long enough, I can guess what their weight's going to be every day of the week and be really fucking close. Like I had Rhiannon down to the hour all week of what her weight was going to do. And I love it. I love that feeling. Um, but with that too, where it's like, hey, we're getting worried about things that we don't need to, and I'm willing to educate you on it like a couple of times. But then at a certain point, you're choosing to worry, and I'm not choosing to help that because I'm enabling. Where if you gave me a free meal tonight, which would be cool, and I woke up tomorrow, I know that's not happening. A little silly. Um, but if I woke up tomorrow, I was like, Alex, I'm up 2 pounds. No fucking shit. I should be up 2 pounds. That's a good thing in that case.
Who gets on the scale after a free meal? Like
I've had people do it, or they'll
sociopaths.
weigh themselves at the end of the day. And they're like, oh my God, I'm up 3 pounds. I'm like, yeah, you've had 3 pounds of food and 9 pounds of water. You should be up in weight by the end of the day. It's like, I will explain that to you logically a couple of times, but there's a reason that we ask you to check in fasted after you've used the bathroom and some whatever other time we need, but we know what we're looking at and why we're doing it. I don't need you to panic because there's nothing to panic about.
Yeah, yeah. Um, I agree. I think that covers a lot. And again, like I think the biggest thing, yeah, it just comes down to like efficiency, right? Like being efficient, and that's where the channels of communication come in. That's where the assigned times, assigned check-in days, cutoff times. It's so that we can communicate with you to the best of our ability. Like to the point if I'm behind on check-ins or I'm traveling to shows and I know I can't give someone the best check-in response, I'll just message them, hey, I'll update you tomorrow. I just don't want to rush this.
100%. I won't cut corners on an update. I tell
Yeah.
people all the time, like I'm giving everybody's getting my undivided attention when it's their turn. But as a unified group, if you do what is asked of you correctly as far as your check-in day, your check-in time, the check-in platform and means of communication, that actually makes my life more efficient. So then I can go back and circle back with everybody and
Yeah.
get even more to everybody instead of like if it's a percentage base, like if someone's taking 80% of my time that in that day or whatever it may be, then I only have 20% of time to give to everybody else. So now everybody else is getting a sliver of the pie,
Yeah.
right? But if we all take our slice that we get and there's left over, which there will be left over in that case.
Your mic went out. Yeah. Or you just muted something. Oh. And now his camera's out. Oh boy, this is going to be fun. Well, now's the time to thank our sponsors, Rain Energy. Um, Rain comes with a good quality of 300 milligrams of natural caffeine, B vitamins, branch chain amino acids, highly unlikely, and electrolytes, also highly unlikely. So yeah, there is that. I cannot hear you still, Chris. Did you hit the mute button by chance? Hmm. Well, dun, dun. So yeah, Rain Energy is actually also in company by Monster. They're actually all owned by Coca-Cola. So facts for the day. Also, shout out to Axe and Sledge Sups. Our boy Ty Dustin sent us a nice little care package with a sick jersey we will be supporting at a local bodybuilding show near you. Um, who else do we want to get sponsored by, Chris? Oh, we Chris actually does these caffeine pouches now. So instead of Zens with like nicotine, they're caffeine. So um, can't hear you. Um, we're gonna see all 15 milligrams of trend come out in Chris here in just a second. So y'all just sit tight. Um, yeah, we're gonna try to get some sponsors rolling here, so that'll be cool. So this downtime could be covered with that. Um, Chris is
What up?
looking. Yo, there we go.
Okay, I just swapped mics.
Okay.
Okay, guys, I'm sweaty now. Um, yeah, I'm very excited for these care packages. By the way,
Yeah.
have
Um,
difficulties on my part, guys. I'm so sorry.
yeah, maybe they'll pay us enough and then like we'll get Chris a whole new setup. I'll get a new setup. Maybe we'll build a studio out. Um, but until then, we're just gonna keep doing this. So yeah, shout out to the sponsors that we're not officially sponsored by.
Yeah, love you, Ty. I asked if he was going to send me hugs and kisses, and he said he couldn't do that. So kind of fucking rude. Um, yeah, we're back.
We're back. All right, what's the next question?
What is your number one advice for female competitors? Train harder than you think you can. You're stronger than you think you are. Train hard.
Yeah, you're stronger than you think you are for sure. Check your hormones. All
That's
of
a yes.
all of them. Um, I guarantee you, you can benefit from some type of hormone replacement or thyroid therapy or something like that. First and foremost, way before you ever start Anavar, way
Mhm.
before you ever start Primo or Masteron. Um, you're going to get so much further with baseline hormone health and production in off-season settings and pre-contest settings. Um, so yeah, that would be my advice, on top of like the train hard for sure.
I think it's perfect. Yeah, I think too, and we've talked about it, but generally speaking, ladies, I acknowledge my privilege as a male. Y'all are going to, in a lot of cases, especially if you were prescribed birth control during puberty, are going to have more hormonal imbalances than we are as males, and that makes this uphill battle of a physique sport a lot steeper. So if you and we can't fix something we don't know. So if you go get your blood work done, you can see what we know at that point, and then we have means and abilities to fix potential imbalances or deficiencies that are prevalent. So always get your blood work done. It's definitely worth doing. How often do you like? I usually have my natural pills at least twice a year, ideally. That's like minimum.
I don't make a decision without blood work, Chris. You know this.
Well, I know that. I'm just
No, twice a year for sure. Preferably like 3 times a year.
mhm.
Is like yeah, like max would be 4 times a year, and that's like if we're like on HRT or whatever. But like sometimes it's a simple like, all right, let's get labs done. We'll implement testosterone or progesterone or estradiol or all three, and let's just retest in 6 weeks, but just those three. So like I don't need full panels, but like once every like 4 months, 3 months. So yeah, I would say 2 times a year for sure, sometimes three. Um, I've been having people ask if I can consult on their lab work, but they're not my clients. And no, I will not do that. I will do it for $1,000. Um, but if you're with a coach who just can't read your blood work or who doesn't know what to do with your blood work because you're on some puppy mill team, I suggest you just hire me in general. Like,
Yeah.
but because here's what's going to happen. I'm going to tell you your problems. I'm going to give you your solutions. And all your loyalty, your allegiancy to me is you're going to go run and tell whoever, well, Alex from J3U told me to do this. And then he's reckless. And because he told me, and it's like, no, I'm not responsible for that shit. So that's why I'm asking you for $1,000 for a 30-minute consultation because you're going to take whatever I say, you're going to not do it 9 out of 10 times, and you're going to run me through the ground because you're going to go tell your coach you should do it. And they're going to tell me that like I'm reckless or I'm dangerous. So, um, yeah, you should be with a coach who cannot just read blood work as like what's the lab markers say is high or low. They need to understand blood work and implement what they need to implement alongside a healthcare practitioner.
Mhm. Yeah, because it's really fascinating, like through learning all of it, like how certain pieces interact, like all the feedback loops that can occur, right? And understanding it. But again, if you're just like someone just looks at like looking for red on there, there's so much more that goes into. That's what like you can go to your fucking nurse practitioner, and that's what they're doing. They're just okay, cool, you're good. And it's like no, but there are intricacies that you're missing. There's a lot of nuances to that. Again, don't go to a puppy mill coach because they're not going to give a fuck. Alex, what is a common misconception for a bodybuilding diet?
Um, well, these days it's that no one has to diet hard. Like
Yeah.
these days, everyone like if you're low carb or low calorie, then like your coach is reckless or your coach is dangerous or you know they're not feeding me whatever like and they're starving me. It's like no, that's what it takes. So like common misconception is not understanding that if you're a bikini girl, you will probably be sub 1,000 calories towards the end of a prep, and that is totally normal.
Mhm.
Totally, totally normal. Um, Guys, 1,800 calories, totally normal.
I think
Uh,
I'm on lower than that right
yeah. Um, it's totally normal to do 75, 80, 90 minutes of cardio for some people. That's normal. It's those are misconceptions is that like people don't even diet hard these days. Misconception that people that like you need a free meal or you need a refeed. No, you don't. Not for a very long time. If I'm implementing a refeed or a free meal towards the end of prep, yeah, we can get some fatigue and keep you pushing, but you didn't need the free meal to speed your metabolism up. Like you needed it to give your body a break, and so you could like rest for a second, and so you can push harder. If I'm implementing a free meal, it's because we lost weight too fast, or we've done so good so far. I'm trying to reward you with something.
now.
Um, so those are all misconceptions that it's not like day to day. It's not like the oh fish thins the skin, but it is like the reality of the bodybuilding world we're in right now.
Yeah, I think those are all really good ones. I think one too for like people looking in, if you have a coach who's worth a shit, you can there's going to be some variety within your diet. One, there should be micronutrients prevalent through fruits and vegetables throughout all of your prep. Again, I'm on rather low calories right now, and I still have fruit and vegetables in my diet. I think it's very important. Um, you can have some variety, and that's a there are caveats to that. When you are deep in prep, you don't have the same variety that you have in off season. I'm trying to think of what else. I really think that's it. But just to like build off of your shit too, it's like I'm really tired of being like like we talked about with the Martin situation, do not brag about how much food and how little cardio your athlete's doing or that you're doing unless you're like dick skin lean.
Hmm. Yep.
Doesn't matter because you're just bragging that you didn't do enough when you get on stage. Oh, we had carbs the whole time. Yeah, it fucking shows.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's something that it and I don't know why we're in this like new age of like bodybuilding should be easy or everyone should do it. But like we're taking your body to unhealthy, not meant to survive levels, and you have to do some extreme stuff, whether it be PEDs, whether it be dieting tactics, whether it be the amounts of cardio. The We're a good coach. 'Cause, dude, let's be real. Like most of us, like the good coaches, we all do stuff about 85, 90% the freaking same, right? Like it's not like true rocket science. The biggest thing though is like the intuition and the knowledge and the experience the coach has on when to make the calls, when to do what, when to rest, when to feed, when to push, when to pull, when to do the drug, when to do the diuretic. Like that is it's the experience, and that's what you pay a coach for is the experience to make those calls. It's just like there's 2 minutes left in the game. Are you going to want Tom Brady to, have the ball, or are you going to want the rookie quarterback? Probably going to go with Tom Brady. They're both playing football. They both have a playbook and they both know how to throw the ball. But it's the experience and the skill set and the little or like small details Tom Brady's going to do that's going to win 9 out of 10 times. And so that's something that like someone today sent me blessings like horrible look on stage. It's like, what do you think happened? I'm like, fuck if I know. Like, how am I supposed to know? He's watery. Yeah, I don't know. But I was like, I guarantee you Stefan's going to fix it.
Mm-hmm.
Guarantee you won't look like that again because you just learn from it. And
Mm-hmm.
that's what I was telling you with AJ. Like, I know what to do here for you because I did it.
Yeah.
And I remembered it like scarred me. And now I know how to fix it and I know how to get around it. That's all like coaches aren't like I'm not perfect, John's not perfect, you're not perfect. Like coaches aren't perfect. We just know how to right our wrongs oftentimes very fast. Uh,
Yeah.
and that's why pricing goes up. Like that's why I charge what I charge now is because like you're paying for the time and knowledge and experience that I put in when I used to be $100. And that's is not to get like totally off topic, but like that is what is so important about a coach.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. It's like you have to be confident enough to make a decision, an educated guess, and then assess it and correct it if it was wrong and move on from it. And it's like, so there has to be a level of like ego and id in this as a coach. But to your point, man, like, dude, I've made plenty of fucking mistakes
Yeah.
that haunt me, and I've learned from them. But it's like the next time, like you said, the next time I see something that feels the same, I feel I know what to do to fix it, right? And I've been able to catch that and save that um, a lot more frequently, and that's where the value comes into it. So I think what it goes back to is when you're seeing these people, oh, my client had this many carbs and no cardio and no clean and da 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 da. It's like you're just trying to sell a pipe dream because you're also implying that you can do that for everybody, and that's not true. I've had leave. I got pretty fucking peeled, and for most of his prep, the only thing I did is I pulled 10 grams of fat out of his diet. I
Mhm.
did that for AJ. AJ was on meat and veggies for 9 days leading up to the show. Does that make me reckless? No. We had to make weight, and he won double overall. So get fucked. Like that's just the reality of the matter is I can't be like, well, this is Levi, and I only did this, and I can do it for you. I am not promising you that shit because I don't think that's going to happen. You know, and
Yeah.
that's what the issue is. It's like it's just again, it's always snake oil. It's always snake oil trying to be sold.
Yeah, and that's the and so like Riley was telling me she's like, oh yeah, like Candace was like uh saying how, oh my gosh, you got like whey protein, all the way into your show. And she's like, I don't have any in my diet. And like there's no reason like clearly I don't demonize whey protein or whatever, but like it's probably just at some point that's what they were both, you know, Riley was eating whey and Candace wasn't, and there you go.
Yeah, we just had
So
yogurt in her diet.
yeah, but
I
my
don't know.
my thing was like I was like, yeah, I mean, at least you know I'm not a cookie cutter coach, right? It's like there and there's no like I had no like explanation as to why one had it and one didn't. It was just like, oh, I guess that's just what I started dieting you on, and I didn't want to change it. Uh,
Mhm.
but yeah, man, it's yeah, because then Riley was like, I really wanted Greek yogurt, and like Candace could see Greek yogurt, and I'm like, yeah, like okay, I'll try to make it fit, you
Yeah.
know. But yeah, it's funny, man.
Oh, I wish I had more wittiness to me right now, but I feel pretty stupid. That's all the questions we had today. Do you have anything else?
Do you want to save the stands one for Wednesday?
Nah, dude, let's just fucking do it, man. We're here. I got a train in me.
So, so, um, I don't want this to sound, I don't want this to come off wrong, but we started noticing some people are like kind of copying our style a little bit. And again, flattered, right? Um, you just, if you're gonna do what we do, you better deliver. You better be good. Like I didn't start wearing game day shirts or game day shoes till I was very good. Until like I wear those things because I'm coming to fucking win. Looks kind of dumb wearing a game day shirt and you get fourth place, fifth place, seventh place, not winning, right? Like it looks kind of stupid. Like to me, like I would feel dumb because like people expect me to deliver. I didn't start that until I started winning
Yeah.
and was very sure that I was going to continue to win because it ain't cool. I go to national shows, I have some shoes, but I'll have like I don't want to say generic shirt, but I ain't going all loud, loud like when I'm coming to win an overall because I got respect for the game and I know the chances, like I know my goals, I know my chances, and I know the reality of what nationals is. So like I'll have a little like at nationals with Candace, like I wore my Nate Diaz hoodie. Like fuck yeah, like I can vibe with that, but I'm not. That's like a level 6, 7. I'm not full sending in a 10, right? Um, I'll let you chime in on that.
Yeah, man. It's like obviously it's flattering and it's like it's also just become like it's just our thing. I don't know. It's in the
Yeah,
same
like yes, it's our thing.
yeah.
Make your own thing. It's our thing.
Have your own thing. We found our thing. And that's cool. Like that's great, but it's like it feels a little bizarre because I already have like an issue with people copying me. Fucking dipshit in particular. I hope you're listening, you fucking loser. But um, to your point, man, it's like it's just become my thing, our thing of like we have like our uniform that we put on, and it's like like when I pull out a pair of shoes that like we talked about, like I keep all of my shoes that I buy impulsively. I keep on dead stock, meaning I don't wear them until I have an athlete compete, and I pull out a new pair of shoes every single time so that I can look back at that shoes and know what athlete show I was at. I've got two pairs that I've gotten to retirement because I've gotten two double overalls. And I look at them, I'm really proud of them because it reminds me of that day. But like that's just become my thing because otherwise I am sitting in my fucking house at this desk doing this all day in sweatpants and a tank top. And I don't have another chance to like dress up or show out or fucking whatever. But it's like this persona. It's like what we do. Don't take it and just like I don't know. I don't know how to like. I don't want to sound like so gatekeepy about it, but it's like it's just awkward to see because I'm not trying to copy. I can say it with certain. I've never tried to copy anybody in my life.
No.
Don't need, don't want to.
You can scroll back. I've got archive stories from 2018 of me posting Mike Tyson and Conor McGregor and everything I post now. I've been doing this shit. And so yeah, like obviously like we can't tell people what to do and not to do, I'm not gonna vibe with you over it. We're not gonna bond over it. Like, don't hit me up like showing me your cool shirt unless you come in and win. Like, or like, again, because it's not what me and you and whoever do. Like, you know, at the same time, when I see some athletes of ours posting like a, symbolic photo or whatever, like when Anna posted like Megan Fox, I was like, hell yeah.
I
Like,
helped make that one.
yeah. So like, it's cool when like our family tree does it, right? But
Because they know
like,
what it's about. They know the why behind it.
yes, but like, and again, this like I don't want to sound like a douchebag, but like this is what me and Chris do. Like you want to do whatever with your buddies or your friends or your girlfriends, cool. But like I'm not gonna vibe with you over it.
Mm.
I'm gonna look at you like you're wearing an NWO shirt, like you're going to a WWE event. And like that's cool, nerd. Like that's just me, right? Like and but yeah, and I've been seeing a lot. And like me and you talked about this. Like, no, I won't go into that. Yeah, I won't go into that. It's mean. But moral of the story is like just find your own thing. Like it's flattering, it's cool. Um, but like this is what me and Chris do. So just let it
This is
like
the head ass shit that we do together.
yeah, like this is us. Just let us do hood rat stuff with our friends, and then you go do it with your friends.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, like again, we do it because like, bro, I ain't fucking wearing no cool shirt and losing. Like, again, like I know when to full send my arrogance and my swag, and then I know when to dial it back a bit. Like, there's a difference. Like,
and it's to put we do to put pressure on ourselves. Like it's cool. It looks again. All of this shit always looks cool to the outside, but it's like I'm putting a picture up at 5 a.m. on Saturday morning, and then I put the second I put that shit up with whatever song, like whatever mood that I'm feeling as I'm pacing around the neighborhood trying to get caffeinated. Like then I'm like, okay, motherfucker, prove it.
yeah, it only looks cool when you deliver.
That's
Like,
what I remember with AJ. I said it. I was like, when we went down to that basement, took those pictures, and AG showed them to me. I was like, send me that shit. I need to post this to put more pressure on myself.
yeah, yeah.
What I
And
needed to do.
my favorite so far was when I wore the Thanos head to Nashville Fit. Like, because so the thing behind that is there was supposed to be a girl who's like Tennessee's like, like godchild, like they love her competing. And I knew we were like going out of home territory as a big show, and I wanted to come in and just ruin everybody's day. And that went so hard because I won an overall in every division. Like hammered it. Like no one touched us. It would have looked lame as fuck if we didn't win anything. I would have looked so stupid. Like there's a reason I bring a photographer and have the shoes is because I know I'm not getting touched.
Mhm.
And if I do get touched, then it's like in an overall and I still won the class. That's the worst I'm doing. Put that out there right now. With anyone who's not a first time competitor, anyone who's a veteran with me, the worst I'm doing is winning my class.
Yeah.
Bottom line.
Bro, that's why I showed up to Vulcan with a fucking Kobe shirt on and a fucking bandana. Like I
That
was
was
head ass as fuck. But I
that,
knew what I was doing.
that was so sick.
Yeah.
So sick. I was jealous of that shirt.
Really proud of that one. That was really
Uh,
cool. It's got spray tan all over it because me and AJ just cried and hugged like hell afterwards. So
but
um
but yeah, I would just say so like to wrap that up, I would just say like I've been coaching for 7 years. Like you pay your dues a little more before you start. Like you want to sit at the big boy table, come correct. Like don't it's you remember when Dustin asked me if he could wear a jersey?
you remember when Dustin made fun of us for wearing jerseys and said we copied him?
Yeah, but then he asked, he's like, "Would you be cool if I wore this?" And I was like, "Yeah, man, that's cool." Like, he's like, "Oh, I know that's your thing, whatever." Why he asked, I don't know. But like just the fact that like he knew we were gonna be at the same show, like it's that whatever the reason behind it, there's some level of like inferior, superior. There's a hierarchy there that like he knows like I don't want or he knew, I didn't want to come looking like a douchebag when Alex was going to be there. So I spanked that ass every time I competed against him. But
He's a fucking
um
douchebag
yeah,
regardless.
but we're beside the point. But yeah, like that's just all I would just say like pay your dues a little more, right? It's just like you can't have one client and then like go like make polos. Like it doesn't make sense to me either. Or I pick on polos or like the team tracksuits. Like you don't have one client on your roster and then go make a tracksuit. Like you're not Hani at that point. Like you have to do something in this industry. That's what, oh, yes, we're going. All right. It's like Deion Sanders said this thing, man. He's like, these people got a brand before they even got game. All these coaches these days are so worried about their brand before they even fucking do anything. Like I literally used to work from my phone. I couldn't
Yeah,
afford a computer. I won nationals over text message. Like the overall there, like literally looking at Deb's feet on a scale. Like I've been doing this shit for a long time. Like I've earned the right to like have a little confidence and a little arrogance with it. And that's something that like now these days people get one client, they want to start coaching and they're like, oh yeah, like I'm, so and so, or I'm this, and like they got hashtags and like, I got team jerseys, I got a team shoe, I got this. It's like, bro, you got two people. Their dues can't even buy it. You
yeah,
didn't even make enough money off of them to buy what you're trying to like flaunt. That's what
yeah,
bothers me. It's like take that money, invest it into educating, invest it into being a good coach, do this shit for 3 years, come back, and then talk to me about a t-shirt.
dude. Yeah, like it's, and I still feel like I'm trying to get my place at the big boy table. You know what I mean? Like I feel like I'm a step out of the kids' table. I'm at the big boy table. I'm like, I went through yesterday because I was just wanting to I was just wanting to put numbers together in my head of like what the stats are this season and what they are of my career as a coach. And this season, and we've gotten 4 open overalls, 1 novice overall, 12 class wins, 2 second place finishes. To date, which has been like 3 years, I have 6 open overalls, 3 novice overalls, 25 class wins, 7 second place finishes, 5 third place finishes. Every athlete that I've ever put on stage, regardless of federation, division, whatever, has always been in first callouts. And I'm still questioning if I'm supposed to be wearing t-shirts to these shows
Yeah.
with that record. And then we have people. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm always trying to make sure I'm in the right place and where I belong, and I'm not overstepping with that track record.
Yeah, and like it's a good track record. And then I even told you today, like, hey, I want you to take that out of your thought process of the X amount of first call outs. Cause like that's not to me and where I see you and where I want you being, that's understood. Like I don't like that ain't a bragging right. That's like no shit.
Yeah,
Like if you're and again and that's not like at you because that is a good trait and a good reward because sometimes there are 8, 10, 12 deep, right? But for like I don't want you because where you're going, I don't want you to even think that that's even cool.
just that's the expectation. Like,
Yeah.
do we have first callouts? No shit. We should always be top two, always at minimum.
Yes. If you're not at Dude, if you're not at nationals, what the fuck are you even saying? I don't even like saying second call out. Like it's it because what's going to happen is most shows don't even have two call outs.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're like center second call out,
Sixth.
yeah, that's not good. Especially at a local show or a regional show. Like don't no one should say first call out unless they're at nationals. That it should be understood. If you're not in the first group, don't like I don't know why you're making a post. Just being honest. Like, and again, I say that to you knowing that you said it, but I was like, it's from a point of like, hey Chris, I'm proud of you. Your stats are great. I want that caveated out as like that's cool because of like that's what you do. Like no shit, you know.
Yeah.
But I think all coaches should feel like that.
Yeah.
Like if and I know I may sound arrogant right now or like an asshole, and I don't mean to be, but if your coach isn't that confident, like why are you with them? Right? Like it, I would much rather want to be with a coach who's confident with what he's bringing to the stage. Because at the same time, I'll sit there and tell you, hey, if we get beat, it's because they're better than us. It, minus the last show with Riley.
Yeah. That.
But usually, like when you rightfully get, if you rightfully get beat and you're one of my athletes, we are shaking their hand or we are going to be damn like Andrew. I was like, God, dude, that guy was good,
I was
right?
good.
Like I
Yeah.
couldn't even be bothered by it because I was like, shit. I mean, he was good. He was better. And so that's where this sport is going to humble you. Even myself, I get humbled. Like I'm most of the time very humble. I'm very realistic, but oftentimes, like I'm very realistic with the people I'm going to bring are good. Like
Mhm.
I tell people I don't expect anyone. I told you, so I don't expect anyone to touch you. But then when like I was talking about the national show we're going to, is like, Chris, I don't know anyone who can beat like you're gonna be hard to beat. That's my thing. And if we get beat, well then damn they're good. So
Yeah.
yeah, again, I don't mean to sound arrogant with everything we're talking about right now, but that's just like how I feel. Like I don't yeah, I don't feel anyone should brag about a first call out if they're not at nationals
Yeah.
because that's a big deal at nationals. If
Mhm.
you're at Battle at the River telling me you got first call out, I just know you didn't win.
Yeah.
I'd rather you tell me you got fourth because that's the reality. Because what's going to happen, I mean, you've talked about this before, someone out there is probably watching you or following you who's going to may not call you on your shit to your face, but they're going to know. They're going to look at the lineup and be like, yeah, no shit, you're in first call out because there's four people. Or like, yeah, no shit, you won because there's that. Like, it's why, when I made a post about Cali, I went ahead and straight off the bat, no one else was there. But I could have been like some other coaches and been like, overall, baby, fuck yeah,
Big bro.
dominated.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, no, I'm saying the reality because someone is going to fact check you, and there's nothing wrong that no one was there. There's nothing wrong if there's four people in your class. Like, just say what's real because we all have access to NBC News online, and we will find the reality of what actually happened. And it's much better if you just say the facts. Like I promise.
Yeah. There's a lot of people that come to mind when you say that.
I know it's almost hard to even give a response.
Yeah. Yeah. It's fucking silly.
And,
It's
and
silly.
yeah, and dude, like us talking, like I'm not thinking about anyone. Literally, I'm not thinking about anyone in particular. I'm just what I just scroll through and see. It's like okay, like well, let's talk about that. So yeah, that's my little tangent for the day.
That was a good one, dude. I really like that. I'm glad you got the angst for both of us because my trend ran its course already. So
Yeah, the Deion Sanders like quote, the people got a brand before they got game. God, that goes so hard, man. Like so like it's like people talk to me like, I had a tough peak or got this and the other. It's like, dude, like we're not the same. Like, please go away. Like, you're not tired. You're not. Like look at the weekend I just had. Like I had the Poland. My guy in Poland was waking up as soon as Riley got done competing, and then he was getting ready to compete. That was so long. I was exhausted. But like I didn't. You don't see me like flexing to y'all like, oh, bro, I'm so busy. Like I was telling y'all as my friends, like, hey, look at this, look at this. But like I wasn't like
I
stroking
was
my ego about it. It's like, oh man, it's just the fucking job. Yeah, like. I think I sent you all an update at like 3 a.m.
Yeah, dude, you
I was like,
did.
look at this. Like,
Again, bro, it's like it kills me when it's like it's here's a rant actually that I was thinking about because I saw it, and this is gonna make sense. It's like when you see somebody recording themselves doing yard work, you know it's special. It's their first time doing it. Because if you do it all the time, no one who gives a fuck to record it, right? Like I
yeah,
saw this one dude like posted like shirtless, like fucking moving a log. I'm like, it's your first time using your hands, buddy.
yeah,
That's what it exudes to me. It's like this is new to you, so it feels really special. It's the same with this shit. It's like I don't have to post a picture of my spreadsheets every day, or my laptop every day, or my desktop every day, or whatever. Or talk about how busy I am every day. It's implied I'm busy every day. I'm deep in fucking prep. I've had 3 back-to-back show weekends. Cool. That's what I signed up for. I don't need to be like, hey guys, I'm working so fucking hard right now. It's implied with what I'm putting on stage that I'm working very fucking hard. And it's implied with the physique that I have that got posted today. Thank you, Alex, that I'm working really fucking hard.
yeah,
I got 4 hours of sleep last night. I went to a show. When I got done, I went and did 65 minutes of stairs. Didn't have to tell the world, didn't have to post on my story. I got to do it for myself.
yeah. Dude, and that's the thing, man. You're in this sport, in this industry, your flowers are eventually going to come. If you just keep, you just have to deliver over and over. And that's what, like, we had that question about, what's one advice you give to younger coaches. This is the same. This all goes to you guys, right? Because like I think we're getting some younger coaches who do look up to us. You have to deliver. The more you deliver, the more flowers you get, the more swag you can have, the more ego you can have, the more handshakes you get, like the more like dude, I was just at Junior USA's. I'm backstage. I had like 5 people come up and talk to me, like introduce themselves. Hey, are you Alex? Hey, are you this? It was awesome. I love it. All right. Like to me, it's like the biggest compliment in the world because I'm literally in an area where I'm not from there. I don't live there, but like I've just your work speaks for itself. I had a Nate Diaz t-shirt on. I didn't have a J3U shirt. I didn't have the like I didn't have I just I'm just me. Like eventually you is good enough. And
Mm-hmm.
for anything in life, whether it's like it should be good enough, if you're truly good, you should be good enough to then you can level everything up and like have everything you want in this industry that's coming to you.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to deliver. If you don't deliver, nobody cares. And it's not just one time. Like you have to deliver again and again and again. Like there's a lot that goes into it.
I think too with that, it's like don't make noise before you think you're going to deliver. Just do it. Do it quiet, and it speaks for itself. Because the problem is, it's like if you, especially even for your athlete's sake, if you what's the word I'm looking for? Not exasperate, but if you blow up these expectations, you blow up this hype, you blow this all up for your set, for your ego, or whatever, and then you don't deliver, that makes it look a lot smaller than it needed to be. When it could just be this big. And if you deliver, then it grows itself.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? It's again like the whole brand game. It's like don't try to create the hype until you've done something that creates hype. Just do the thing that creates the hype and it'll do it itself.
Yeah. And dude, I don't think twice about branding. I don't. I don't think about it. I'm just myself. And that's something that I think a lot of people, when they focus on their brand, they lose sight of the athlete. Like, I'm only as good as my athletes are. Right? Like I'm so, and that's the thing too, man. Like a lot of the shoes I wear, it's not for me. The laces match their suits. The
Mm-hmm,
accents match them. They won in those trunks, and I bought those shoes for them. So it
mm-hmm,
reminds me of when we won. The shirt is something that makes me think of them. It's
mm-hmm.
not a me thing. Like it is it's a us thing.
Yeah.
Like that, like, Callie, I wore a Khaleesi shirt because her suit reminds me of a dragon.
Mm-hmm,
Like that, like it is all connected back to our athletes. It's not because Alex likes this. It's not because I like the Avengers that I wear a Thanos shirt. No, it's because my girls are coming to whip your ass. That's why I do it. And I got the shoelaces to match her bikini.
Mhm.
That's what I do it for. And yeah, I don't know why we've never mentioned that, but that is a huge thing into the symbolism that we bring into why we dress the way we dress in the pictures we post. Like, no, it doesn't make sense for me to post a picture of, Jay-Z and Rihanna. But if you look at the backstory of Jay-Z bringing Rihanna up and setting her up, then yes, now you see the correlation of why I posted me and Abby with that. Or so all of that, man, it's like, God, why did I never freaking think of that? Yes, everyone listening, that is like the symbolism, the branding, the whatever, it is for our athletes. And
It's
I think everyone, so take everything that I said earlier, everyone is missing the big thing. It's because we're down to ride for our athletes. I wore Nate
100%.
Diaz when I wear Nate Diaz is because I'm thinking I'm not surprised, motherfuckers, after he beat Conor McGregor. That's why I wore it with Candace. Like that's why if you see me in Nate Diaz, it's not because I like the UFC. Okay. Like that,
Yeah.
it's not. It's because I have so much faith in my athlete that I feel some type of way for them. And
Yeah.
so don't get it twisted. I'm not wearing the Jordans because I like Jordans, but I'm wearing them to support them.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. It's like an inside joke almost with our people or inside whatever. It's our little story. It's our thing. Like even with AJ, I was like, bro, what's the mood? Right? Like that was something we talked about. Man, dude, me and him made a playlist together for this prep where it's just like, I was like, hey man, you need this shit. I want you listening to this shit every time you pose, every time you're doing cardio, every time you're training. We listened to it together on the way to the gym. We listened to it when he was posing before the show. And he's like, man, I'm feeling like Kobe. I was like, let's do it, bro. And like, you text me about those shoes. I wear purple shoes for my dead best friend. That was his favorite color. That's why I do it. I've won two double overalls in those motherfuckers. That's why I wear purple shoes. I
Yeah.
was like, this is perfect. This is why I'm doing this.
Yeah, I got you shoes that we didn't even wear the same day because it ain't about me and you.
Yeah,
It is, but it isn't, right? Like, and I hope now that people get that.
yeah,
It's so much deeper involved with our athletes. And that's one thing, and that's why I keep saying deliver. Like, yes, wins are big and you have to win, but you have to deliver for your clients. Your clients are the reason you're here. Like
absolutely.
they're the reason you're here. And I think, and that's why you see a lot of these big puppy mill teams, their clients leave them because they don't get the personal, they don't feel like they're there for them because
Just
they're
enough.
not. They're just another number. And so that goes back to advice for, coaches. Treat your athletes like they're not a number. They're not a lead. They're not a number. They're not a stat as far as like what you made that month. Like they're a human being relying solely on you to help bring the best out of them. Some of them are going to win, some are never going to win, but as long as you deliver a good transformation for them, you're there for them, you're nice to them, you support them, you cheer for them, like hell, like that is what makes a coach.
Yeah, 100%. I think it's a good stopping point for this part one of two this week, guys. We're gonna have another one for you coming soon. We're gonna bring Team Chisel back on and talk about some cool stuff and some controversial stuff.
Yeah.
If you're listening or watching, you can give us a thumbs up, 5-star review. You can share with a friend. If you can like, comment, share, and subscribe, helps us a ton. Continuing to grow this and reaching as many people as we can. Until next time, thank you for listening to the Coaches Union. Hey, Kuma.
I was trying to get Kuma up here. Come here.
Come on, dude.
Come on, bro. Hurry. Get up here. Okay.
There's that big bull.
Hey, okay. Well, he doesn't want to get up here, but close.